Space is no longer just a place of peace and scientific exploration, it is becoming a battlefield. Nations like China and Russia are rapidly developing their space capabilities. They are launching more satellites. Some of these satellites have military purposes. China's space program is particularly ambitious. They aim to become the dominant power in space. This ambition poses a challenge to the United States and its allies. Russia is also a major player in space. They have a long history of space exploration. However, Russia is now focusing more on military applications. They have tested anti-satellite weapons. These weapons are designed to destroy satellites in orbit. This activity raises concerns about the safety and security of space. The United States relies heavily on space assets. Satellites are critical for communication, navigation, and intelligence gathering. Any disruption to these assets would have serious consequences. The growing threats from China and Russia demand a response. The United States must protect its interests in space. The United States Space Force is taking on this challenge. Established in 2019, the Space Force is the newest branch of the U.S. military. Its mission is to protect American interests in space. The Space Force is developing new technologies and strategies to deter aggression and defend against attacks. The future of space exploration and security depends on the success of these efforts. The United States Space Force is developing a new capability to maintain its advantage in space: orbital carriers. These carriers are essentially mobile launch pads in space. They will be able to deploy satellites and other payloads on demand. This capability will significantly enhance the flexibility and responsiveness of the U.S. space program. Orbital carriers offer several advantages over traditional ground-based launches. First, they reduce dependence on foreign launch sites. Second, they allow for quicker deployment of assets, which is crucial in a rapidly evolving space environment. Third, orbital carriers can be repositioned as needed, providing greater flexibility for mission requirements. One of the key programs in development is the Orbital Carrier program. This program is a collaboration between the Space Force and private companies. The goal is to develop and deploy a fleet of orbital carriers in the coming years. These carriers will be equipped with advanced robotics and autonomous systems. This technology will allow for remote operation and maintenance, reducing the need for human intervention in space. The development of orbital carriers is a major technological undertaking. It requires significant investment and expertise from both the government and the private sector. However, the potential benefits for national security and space exploration make it a worthwhile endeavor. The United States is committed to maintaining its leadership in space. Orbital carriers are a key part of that strategy. The United States recognizes that it cannot face the challenges in space alone. International collaboration is crucial. Working with allies and partners enhances space security for all. It also helps to establish norms of responsible behavior in space. One example of this collaboration is Operation Olympic Defender. This initiative brings together the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, Germany, France, and New Zealand. The goal is to improve coordination and cooperation in space. This includes sharing information, conducting joint exercises, and developing common standards. Collaboration is not limited to government agencies. Private companies are playing an increasingly important role in space. Companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are developing new launch vehicles and spacecraft. These companies are also working on technologies like space debris removal and in-space manufacturing. The United States is committed to fostering a peaceful and prosperous future for space. This includes working with allies and partners to ensure that space remains accessible for all. By sharing knowledge, resources, and expertise, we can achieve a common vision for the future of space exploration. The future of space defense is likely to be characterized by rapid technological advancement, increasing international competition, and a growing need for international cooperation. The United States, through the Space Force, is committed to remaining at the forefront of these developments. One area of focus is the development of more resilient space architectures. This includes deploying constellations of smaller, more maneuverable satellites. These constellations are more difficult to target and can provide redundancy in case of attack. The Space Force is also investing in advanced technologies like directed energy weapons and hypersonic missiles to deter and defend against threats. Another important aspect of space defense is the development of international norms of behavior. The United States is working with other nations to establish rules of the road for space. These rules would help to prevent misunderstandings and reduce the risk of conflict. They would also cover issues like space debris mitigation and responsible use of space resources. The future of space defense will be challenging, but the United States is ready. By embracing innovation, fostering international collaboration, and remaining committed to the peaceful and responsible use of space, the United States can ensure that space remains a domain for exploration, discovery, and progress for all humankind.